So what if your entire relationship, I mean, a love that literally crosses heaven and earth, what if it all came down to one single, kind of strange promise? Today, we're digging into an amazing old story from the Setapatha Brahmanam, where one broken rule sends a mortal king on this incredible journey, not just for his love, but for immortality itself.
And this is it. This is the one rule. A seemingly simple request from a celestial nymph that's holding their entire world together. You got to admit, it's a pretty fragile foundation for a love story of this scale. So you have to wonder, right? It's not just about what went wrong. It's about how something so simple could just, poof, unravel everything.
All right, so let's get into it. Let's meet our star-crossed lovers. You've got a king, totally bound to the earth, and then you have this divine being who basically dances in the heavens. Their whole love story is built on that one single, fragile condition. So on one hand, you've got Puroorava. He's a mortal king, flesh and blood, rules over his patch of earth. And then you have Urvashi. She's something else entirely, a divine apsara, which is a celestial nymph. Her friends are the Gandharvas, basically the musicians for the gods. So, yeah, a pretty unlikely pair. But their worlds collide, they fall in love, and their whole life together is sealed by her one very specific rule. But you know how these stories go. A love this big, it's bound to attract some unwanted attention. See, back in the celestial realm, Urvashi's companions, the Gandharvas, were not happy. They missed her, and they came up with a pretty cunning plan to get her back. So the whole thing starts in the middle of the night. And the Gandharvas, they're smart. They don't need some huge show of force. Nope. They just sneak in and steal one of the two little lambs that are tied to Urvashi's cart. It seems like a small thing, right? But this one little act is about to trigger a total catastrophe. So Urvashi screams, right? And Puroorava, being the good guy he is, just bolts out of bed. He's not thinking, he's just reacting, trying to protect her. And in that split second, he totally forgets about everything else. His crown, his kingdom, and the one thing, the only thing he wasn't supposed to forget. And this is the moment they've been waiting for. The perfect trap. As Puroorava is standing there totally exposed under the night sky, the Gandharvas play their trump card. They create this huge, blinding flash of lightning that just lights up the entire scene, especially for Urvashi to see. And just like that, the deal is broken. In that one brilliantly lit moment, she sees him. And true to her word, she's just gone. No goodbye, no dramatic exit. She just vanishes, like she was a dream. The trap worked perfectly, and now the king is left standing there, completely and utterly alone. Well, as you can imagine, this completely breaks him. Puroorava is just lost. He's consumed by this grief that's just eating him alive, and he starts wandering the lands of Kurukshetra. He's not really a king anymore, just a man haunted by a single desperate hope to find her again. And after who knows how long of just wandering, he finally stumbles upon this shimmering lotus lake. He sees a flock of swans swimming, but wait, something's different about them. As he gets closer, he realizes they aren't birds at all, they're nymphs. And one of them, it's her. It's Urvashi, and they all reveal their true divine forms to him. So you can imagine the hope, right? He sees her, he rushes over, he's begging her to come back. But her response, it is absolutely ice cold. She says, "I am like the wind, you cannot catch me." She just completely shuts him down and tells him to go home, like their whole life together meant absolutely nothing. But he doesn't give up. He keeps pleading, and that's when she hits him with this absolutely brutal line. "There is no friendship with women. Their hearts are like hyenas." I mean, wow. It's a statement so cruel, it's pretty clear she's just trying to crush his spirit and make him go away for good. Okay, so things are looking pretty grim. But as she's watching him fall apart, this king, totally broken, a man who would clearly do anything for her, something changes in her. Maybe it's pity, maybe it's an old spark of love. But her resolve softens, just a little, and she gives him a tiny bit of hope. So she makes him an offer, and it's a tough one. It's both amazing and agonizing at the same time. He has to wait an entire year, totally alone. But on the very last night of that year, they can be together one more time. And from that one night, he will have a son, a permanent reminder of the love he can never really have. So a whole year goes by, which must have felt like a lifetime. They meet, just like she promised. But here's the twist. The Gandharvas, the guys who caused all this trouble in the first place, they've been watching. And they are so impressed by Puroorava's dedication, his year of just waiting, that they decide to grant him a wish. Now, this wasn't just some rando wish. Urvashi, she's clever. She's been coaching him. She knows this is his one shot. So when the Gandharvas ask him what he wants, he doesn't ask for money or power. He doesn't even ask for Urvashi to come back to Earth. He asks for something so bold it probably shocked them. He says, "Make me one of you." He wants to leave his mortal life behind and join her in the heavens, forever.
And you won't believe it, they actually agree. But here's the catch. Immortality isn't something they can just hand over. It has to be earned. And the path to becoming a god is a dangerous one, and it involves a very powerful and very specific ritual of sacred fire.
So that's the big question, isn't it? How does a mortal, a regular person made of flesh and bone, make that leap and become a god? How do you cross that massive gap between being human and being divine? Well, the answer, as Puroorava is about to find out, isn't some grand gesture. It's all about creating a very special, very personal kind of fire. Okay, so the Gandharvas give him a pan of holy fire to get started, but he messes up. He leaves the pan in the forest, and when he goes back for it, it's gone. But get this. In its place are two new trees that have just sprung up out of the ground. An Asvatha tree grew from the fire, and a Shami tree grew from the pan. His big mistake actually created something new. So he goes back to the Gandharvas, probably thinking he's totally blown it. But they're not mad. They basically tell him, look, that was supposed to happen. You can't use our fire. You have to make your own. And to do that, he needs to use a tool called an arani. It's basically two pieces of special wood that you rub together to create a sacred fire from friction. And the instructions they give him are super specific, but also kind of beautiful, right? He has to make this fire-starting tool, the arani, from the very same trees that grew out of his mistake, the Aswatha and the Shami. The source of his biggest failure becomes the key to his success. He has to do it himself with his own two hands to create the spark that will change everything. All right, so now he has the fire. A fire he made with his own two hands, born from his own story. The mortal king is standing at the edge of his old life, and he is finally ready for the final test. So he takes this fire, which is so much more than just a fire, right? It's his love, his pain, his whole journey, and he performs the sacrifice, doing everything exactly right. This is it, the very last act of his mortal life. A life he is gladly giving up for love. And right there, in those flames, he's reborn. He's not a mortal king anymore. Through all that suffering, all that devotion, all that work, he did it. The mortal king becomes a celestial Gandharva. He is finally and forever reunited with his beloved Urvashi in the realm of the gods. So what's the big takeaway here? This incredible old story seems to be saying that the biggest, most important changes in our lives aren't just handed to us. They're not gifts. They are forged in the fire of our own mistakes, and they're earned through a ton of effort and sacrifice. It really makes you think, doesn't it? What are the fires, the challenges and mistakes in our own lives that we need to use to forge who we're meant to become?